Welcome to Dr. Jae Francis live stream from TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and also Facebook and LinkedIn. I host this live stream every Thursday. Thank you for joining. Um, and then it's a Central Time, 5 p.m. I have major updates today. I'm gonna start with them, but hope to see many of you join this live stream today. Hey Peter, how are you? Thank you for joining. If you look at the right side, our lovely Scottish Fold cat, her name is Rosie. She's about 7 months old. She's taking a nap, besides me. So I think that those of you who's joining from YouTube, you'll be able to see her. That's one of the way that she takes a nap during the day. So she's happy, and I'm happy whenever she's around. I'm happy. But anyway, so it's not about cat or Scottish fold today, although they're lovely. Let's focus. Okay, thank you so much for joining today's live stream. Um, Usually I alternate between marriage green card case and then Trump immigration. Now my topic for last Thursday was the Trump immigration, but there is a major developments dropped recently. Not about the public feud between Elon Musk and Donald Trump, because that's not really about this immigration life that we're gonna have today. So let's get started. So we'll get started soon. Just waiting for some of you to join this live stream. But I think that I'm ready. I think that you're getting ready as well. So hi, I'm Attorney Jae Francis. I'm a U.S. immigration lawyer based in Chicago and Wisconsin, and then serve all 50 states. Our client Ram um, is joining from Instagram. And then, is there any marriage-based interview case denied? I don't think that he's referring to our cases because we don't have any marriage green card case denial, whether there's a interview or not. He's asking probably Ram in general. Perhaps, yeah. I mean, we talked to some potential clients who process their case without attorney help or not so good attorney help, and then they come to us. But for us, we don't have any denial, Ram. So just have a peace of mind, okay? You're there too. Yes, La Pinche, you want to have a consultation with me? Oh, absolutely, you're welcome to do it. So I will explain how we do consultation. If you call our main number, right, YouTube, you see the phone number on the screen, all the videos. TikTok, Instagram, you need to visit my profile, Dr. Jae Francis, profile. You'll find the phone number. When you contact the main number, usually Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 8 to 4 Central Time, then you'll talk to our intake manager, Maria, or after hours, you'll talk to intake specialist. Now, and then if you want to talk to me, it'll be paid consultation. So, uh, they will schedule this. And then at the same time, if you check my profile, then you will find a way to schedule paid consultation with me right away. Okay. Yes, the hobby. I have some prepared the topics, but we have a very good topics popping up. So hobby is potentially visa overstayer, and then what happened to his interview if he show up. Now, that's question of the day. Question of the day. I'll answer your question right away. So let's put this one. Okay. So, right, recently we had a very, horrifying incident in Boulder, Colorado, right? A gentleman from Egypt who came from Egypt with a tourist visa and applied for asylum, and then he, threw Molotov's cocktails during this pro-Israel rally and hurt many people, and then the government is sort of using this incident to punish visa overstays. But let's be clear: this gentleman that who attacked or tried to hurt many pro-Jew rally members, he didn't overstay his visa. So we need to talk about a little bit of important distinction. Of course, his 6 month allowed to like admission period expired, but prior to that expiration, he applied for asylum. So he's lawfully in the U.S. Doesn't condone his action, but when it comes to immigration, he's not. He's not out of status. That's what I'm trying to tell. And at the same time, his wife and five children, all derivative, asylum applicants, they're lawfully in the U.S., right? But once again, the government's portraying all of them as if they're visa overstayers. That's not true. So that's number one. And number two, now the government just announced recently, I made a video that if you overstay the visa, then the government will find you and place you into expedited removal. They call it fast track deportation. So what do you mean? What is expedited removal? Basically means that you're not going through any hearing with the immigration judge. They will pick you up, and then either I don't think that they will place you into detention center, maybe just waiting for the planes to pick you up. But the idea is that just like they wanted to snatch you and then just like deport you outside the United States. Now, is this legal? Not really, because expedited removal, right? The legal way to execute expedited removal requires certain procedures. Number one, you enter without any inspection or admission or parole. Now, so then, Hobie, you ask, right? Visa overstay. So you enter with a visa, and then you might have overstay your visa. So because you enter with a visa, inspected but overstay, still means that you're not subject to expedited removal. So that's number one. So by law, if you enter with a visa but overstay, you're not subject to expedited removal. And number two, circling back to expedited removal, the second element is that you entered the US recently, less than 2 years, without inspection. So those are the prime kind of candidates for expedited removal. Now, this is why the government canceled CHNB parolee, right? People from Haiti, Nicaragua, and then Cuba, Venezuela, because they were parole less than 2 years. And with this, termination of the parole, basically the government may argue that, well, you didn't enter the U.S. correctly. You're not paroled into the U.S. They say the whole program was, fraudulent and then invalid, unlawful. So that's what they try to do. They like to place CHMB parolees into expedited removal instead of placing them into removal proceeding. So I will keep you posted. To make it simple, if you enter with a visa but happen to overstay your visa, you're not subject to expedited removal. What may happen if the ICE knock on the door and then find you? You'll be placed into removal proceeding. So how can you have a little bit of protection? Get married to U.S. citizen. Okay, get married to U.S. citizen. Okay, this is the time. I mean, well, you shouldn't be desperate and then just like get married to anyone. But if you're dating, if you've been dating, then you should get married. So we have some questions popping up. Okay. Okay. So then Richard is a real name, and then YouTube name is a junior. So then according to Richard, so he booked a ticket to go back to his country, and then he believed that what's happening here is compelling him to go back to your country. Now, Richard and all others, right? If you overstay, or if you've been in the U.S. unlawfully between 6 months and 1 year, 6 months and 1 year, you're subject to 3-year entry bar. 3-year entry bar. If you're unlawfully present in the U.S. more than 1 year, 10-year entry bar. So you need to think about that, right? Well, I'm not your attorney, but you need to consider this, 3-year, 10-year bar. And then if you like to overcome this, so for example, once again, I didn't process Richard's case, right? So I don't know much about his background. Although he, shows up on regular basis, but I have a lot of these viewers, and then sometimes I'm getting older. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I don't remember everything, but I have a good memory, but sometimes it's just like too much. Sometimes, but anyway, so let's say Richard, you got married to U.S. citizen later, and you like to come to U.S. Then it is not only spouse visa, but you need to do a waiver case to come to U.S. Okay. I'm just so then Raphael, right? Yeah, so then it's a spouse visa CR1 by the U.S. citizen for a Filipino spouse, and it was filed December 2024. 130 CR1 130 takes about like 14 months. Like best case scenario would be 1 year, and then it's up to 18 months. So 1 year to 18 months is expected. Now I'm gonna talk about travel ban. Okay, travel ban. There's two versions, and then also I'll talk about student visa as well. But I'm gonna just review some of the questions that you posted today. Okay, let me see. So for those of you who's joining this live for the first time, I have a multiple screens, right? I have a TikTok on iPad and computer on YouTube, and then Instagram on smartphone. The best way to post the comments is entering or appearing through YouTube, because I have a big screen I can easily see. But I get most questions from TikTok, so I need to scroll with the hand. Let me. But sometimes it takes some time. Yeah, I'm sorry. Just be patient, okay? Yeah. So then, Anak asked similar questions. So what about you enter with a visa, right? Overstay, but you have a pending asylum case with the immigration court. So, well, it depends. Like, have you applied for asylum within 1 year of your U.S. entry? Um, like you say overstay, so it means that you probably apply for asylum with the USCIS, and then refer to immigration court, and you're still in asylum proceeding. Uh, if you have a good case, then probably that's how you get, like survive this removal proceeding. Also, if you get married to U.S. citizen anytime, you can sort of switch to marriage-based relief. But I tell all the time that you should not withdraw your application. You should talk to attorney about this. Okay, just be careful. Yeah. So then Van, I'm sorry that Van, is telling us that he wanted to visit his mom in the U.S. and his tourist visa was denied. The tourist visa approval rate is not high, very low actually. So, I wish that you had a chance to visit your mom. Now, your other option is that if you are younger than 21 than your mom, if your mom is U.S. citizen, she can file immigrant visa petition for you. If your mom is U.S. citizen or permanent resident, and then you're over 21, if you're single, then she can still file a petition for you if your mom is permanent resident. So call us if you need immigrant visa service. Okay. And then La Pinche asked the question. So consultation fee, our Zoom consultation fee is about $150 up to 30 minutes. And then that's plenty. 30 minutes, $150. Yeah. So then Briseda, well, congratulations. So you're on DACA, and then you're getting military PIP, okay, through your husband. Now, probably you enter without inspection DACA, right? So, no visa overstay DACA. So you're doing military PIP. So if you're on DACA, right, you have multiple ways to get permanent residency. You can do advanced parole. I made a video. This DACA advanced parole for our clients were approved last year. So, it was safe, but not anymore. So you need to talk to an attorney if you are thinking about doing advanced parole. The second one is that military parole in place. If your spouse active duty or veteran, you can do it. So when the PIP is called PIP is approved, then you can apply for marriage green card case right away when your PIP I-131 is approved. So please say that if you need an attorney, just contact us. Okay. Okay, so I have a lot of questions today, but I have some prepared information, and that's why I decided to go with a Trump immigration instead of switching back to a marriage green card case today. Okay, so let's talk about travel ban. Trump travel ban. So if you remember his first presidency, right? He just came out of the gate when he became president. Say, I'm gonna impose a travel ban, but he called it Muslim travel ban. So he was like tweetings and all this, and then it was clear about his intention why he's imposing this travel ban. Wasn't well prepared, so went to all the way to Supreme Court, and then during his first presidency, the Supreme Court basically say that, well, you are the president, you may impose a travel ban, but just be smarter, just be careful. Don't say something like, hurt your plan to restrict entry to the United States. So learning from this, Trump this time didn't impose travel ban right away. There's like speculations and all this, but he waited this week until this incident happened in Colorado, right? It's not really related, but he decided to wait until this happened. I mean, okay, I stand corrected. After this incident, my wife just came. So then Rosie usually tried to greet her. So she's exiting. So we're gonna miss Rosie. Um, so when this incident happened in Colorado, President Trump had a press conference and introduced the travel ban. There is no Muslim travel ban title, just like travel ban. There's two kinds, right? Two different variation. One is a complete ban, and this apply to 12 countries. I just made a video, right? If you're from Sudan, I'm just looking at the country: Afghanistan, right? Yemen, Somalia, Libya, Iran, Haiti, right? Haiti, and then Chad, Myanmar, right? Then both immigrant visa and non-immigrant visa completely shut down after June 9th, June 9th of this year. So after June 9th, if you're from this country, nationals, then you're not getting any immigrant visa. You're not getting any non-immigrant visa, except there's an exemption, right? Exception. If this person who's applying for immigrant visa are your U.S. citizen, so then I-130 petitioner must be U.S. citizen. U.S. citizen. So then spouses, right? Spouses, children under 21, and thank God parents are exempted. It means that their case may continue, but there's a but. According to this proclamation, you need to show clear evidence, and then they listed DNA testing. So when you go for a consular interview, consular officer may say, well, you need a DNA testing to show that this is the parent and child biological relationship. Couple cases, I think that they're gonna be more critical of your case. So it's a doable. Okay, so doable. There's other, exception. For example, if you're athletics, a diplomat, then you're able to come. There's a second variation, and then that's partial restriction. So it's not complete ban, partial restriction. And then there's a 7 countries that subject to this: Cuba, Venezuela, Togo, and there's other country. So what's the difference? Now, according to this partial ban, then immigrant visa, right, may be restricted or subject to heightened scrutiny. So they're not saying that we're not going to process this. It will be subject to heightened scrutiny or restriction. Basically, it's similar. Now, in terms of non-immigrant visa, like a tourist visa and then H-1B visa, then it may be permitted, but once again, subject to heightened scrutiny. Once again, the same exemption apply. The U.S. citizen spouse, children under 21, parents exempted. Now, permanent resident. So, for example, you're the permanent resident, but you're the citizen of Togo or Venezuela, then this ban doesn't apply to you. But this is a key point. Unfortunately, spouses of permanent resident, children of permanent residents, parents of permanent residents are subject to ban or heightened scrutiny. So that's the key difference. So I have a question of the day. What about K1? K1 fiancé visa. Is it banned? Is it exempt? Or what's going on? So I'm gonna give you a little bit of history lesson. Some of you who know, I mean, like you wonder, like, why do you call yourself a Dr. Jae Francis? Is it like a way to, I don't know, like sounds fancy? I mean, not really. I have a PhD in American history from New York University, NYU, and I have a JD. So that's why I'm attorney. But with a PhD from NYU, I taught in college for 22 years American history. So I was a professor for many years, and then I'm a immigration attorney now for like more than 10 years. Let me drink some water, okay? So I'm gonna talk about a little bit of history lesson, and then if you talk to anyone, sorry, I don't know, Instagram is working. It paused. I don't know why. If you follow and like history professor, or they usually say that history never repeats. It looks similar, you can learn from the past, but it's never the same, because we're all human beings, right? So then second travel ban is different than first one, many different reasons, okay? And this is why. The first one, right? The first one, obviously, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna compare this. That's not what we're trying to do. But one thing we can learn from the first one is that the first Muslim travel ban didn't mention K1 at all in the context of the ban entry or exemption. But during that time, we process K1 successfully. So in a way, you can treat K1 fiancé visa as one of the exempted, like family member. I mean, it's not spouse, but you're coming to get married. So K1 was exempted from his first Muslim travel ban. Likewise, second travel ban just announced and to be effective June 9th of this year doesn't mention K1 at all. Any place, it's not mentioned at all. In both complete ban, partial ban. So what do you make of this? I think that K1 is exempted from complete partial ban. We shall see. But I need to be careful. This is based upon what we learned from the first one. But you know that Trump and his advisors think differently than first one. So I wouldn't say that it's the same. This is what I'm saying. History never repeats. We can learn from the past, but this second version may be different. So K1 fiancé visa, we shall see. We shall see. Okay. We have some cases. I mean, not from this country, but Venezuela and other countries. And then we'll keep you posted. Okay. Now, I'm just reviewing Instagram, questions. Sorry, the TikTok, I have many, but couldn't answer much. Okay. Okay. So, Martina asked, we have a lot of good questions today. So you have another question of the day. So her husband is U.S. citizen, lives in the U.S., and she's overseas. Okay. And then she's asking whether they need to work with U.S. immigration lawyer in the U.S. like me, or one in her home country. It's up to you. But now, I mean, your line of thought is that, I mean, this is a CR1 spouse visa, right? So, I-130 with the USCIS, National Visa Center, and then you'll be interviewed in your home country. So you wonder, like, isn't it better to work with a local attorney? Now, unlike the U.S. immigration lawyer like me, which you can verify easily with a local government bar, right? U.S. attorney, aka U.S. attorney or notario in other countries, kind of hard to tell. So My recommendation is that I'm not your attorney, but have you heard about American Immigration Lawyers Association? We call it AILA, AILA. And then just look it up because I don't know your nationality, but there might be some AI law certified lawyers in your home country. So if there's none, then call us. We would be happy to help you. We're highly successful. Okay. So VC say hello. Okay, and then welcome to join. Now let me try to catch up this topic. Okay, so just give me 1 second here. Okay, Edward asked the question, what is a marriage green card case, timeline? I will tell you this. I mean, we work with clients in all 50 states, but we do a lot more for Illinois, Wisconsin clients because we have physical offices in Chicago, Schaumburg, Illinois, and then Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin. So I'll tell you this. The case we filed, no, I take it back. The case that we started February, and then we submitted not long ago, right? Schedule for interview. It's just super fast. In fact, I'm gonna just share this information, and then just 1 second here, okay? Now we filed this case from Illinois, okay? Just be patient here. Okay. There's a lot of information. It's not well documented here. Okay, so we filed in April. Okay, so April. So then 2 months later, interview scheduled. So let's talk about marriage green card case. All cases will be scheduled for interview, and the cases will be scheduled for interview 2 months after your initial filing. So what's the deal? Now, many of you think that, well, I'm gonna get a work permit EAD before interview. Not likely because they schedule interview for you super fast. So don't expect that you're gonna get a work permit for sure before your interview because case is going super fast. In fact, I have a date that this particular Illinois case that we filed April 21st, 2025, and then they're being scheduled for interview before July. So super fast. Okay, we'll see. Okay, so then depends on your nationality. We'll see. I mean, your spouse is U.S. citizen. 130 petition filed in December 2023. Yours taking quite some time, but you're almost there. Like you're almost there. So I say 18 months. 18 months. Okay. Yeah. So then Imran asked the same question. I explained. If you overstay visa, what's going to happen? I mean, you may wonder about this, right? So one possibility is that if they really illegally deploy expedited removal, by the way, I explained why this is not legal way of deporting visa overstayers. But if they really want to deploy expedited removal, then they can show up at your interview and then just like pick you up and then send you to some other country. Now, I don't know whether you have a case with the immigration court, but what's happening is that because of the Supreme Court ruling, ICE show up during immigration court hearing and then talk to ICE attorney, right, trial attorney, and they say, well, dismiss the case. I mean, well, okay, so I stand corrected. So ICE attorney dismissed the case, say that you're off the hook, right? You don't have immigration court case anymore, and ICE wait outside and then snatch and deport it. So will they do the same? But once again, I'm gonna repeat one more time. If you enter with a visa, right, you're not subject to expedited removal. You're not subject to expedited removal. It means that you are entitled to have immigration hearing before immigration judge. Okay. Okay. Martina asked, do we process CR1 spouse visa? Of course, we do. And then how long does it take? Depends on your nationality. Oh, you're from Argentina. Okay. We have many team members working in Argentina, actually. So they're not attorney, by the way. They're paralegals, but we have smart young paralegals working from Argentina. So Argentina, very good. So how long does it take for spouse visa? I'll say about 18 months, 18 months. But now, if Martina, if your boyfriend, I'm not sure whether you're married or not, but if you have a married, if you're dating, and if your boyfriend is or girlfriend, not sure, is U.S. citizen, maybe you should try K1 fiance visa. You're confused? Need more information? Call us. Okay, contact us. Find Dr. Jae Francis. Contact information. Okay. Sorry that I couldn't answer much question because just like our president dropped two important updates. One is expedited removal, aka expedited removal for visa overstayers, and then travel ban. I will continue. I'll post more videos on this. You can find me on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Now, next week, Thursday, as usual, I'll have this 5 p.m. Central Time live, but I believe it's a June 19th. 2 weeks later, I'll be out of town. So that's the when that I won't be able to host this live. So sorry, but I will see you next Thursday. So thank you so much for joining this live. Oh, you're married, okay, Martina. So then only way for you to come to US is a spouse visa, CR1 spouse visa. Call us, okay, call us. We'll talk to you. So thank you so much. Timely, Rosie, enter the room again, and then she's saying goodbye to you, and then I say goodbye to you. So thank you so much for joining this live stream, and then until next Thursday, peace be with you. You can find me on TikTok. I think that I need to launch short videos almost every day